Welcome to the Take a Listing Today podcast, where our hosts Jim Studebaker and Todd Robertson give you strategies to get you out of the office right now so you can take a new listing today. And now, here's Jim and Todd.
Hey, welcome back to the Take a Listing Today podcast. Jim Studebaker over here, and there's Todd Robertson.
And over here in the corner, our producer, Lisa Gray, in the house.
We are all back once again, show number 77. We're glad you are with us today, and don't forget about our website. It's takealistingtoday.com to learn about upcoming shows, maybe even join us on a future podcast. Speaking of people joining us, we have a really special guest in the atmosphere. I don't know how you say that with a Zoom meeting.
Well, he's coming to us live virtually from the great state of Michigan.
The great state
Which is
of
the
Michigan,
hand, right? The hand. That's how everyone says Michigan. I live over here, right? The hand.
The hand. It's Mr. Floyd Wickman. Welcome, Floyd.
Mr. Floyd Wickman in the house. Now, I'd like to read a little formal introduction. I know we have fun with this show, but this is important because it's like we have a legend with us, and not only that, we have a friend of the company. And so I'm just going to read so our audience knows what's going on here. This Floyd's introduction is pretty incredible. Completing nearly 10 years in the U.S. Navy, our speaker began his real estate career with a wife, 3 small children to support, and only 3 closings during his first year. After almost 11 months as a full-time realtor and with only 3 sales and unable to support his wife and 3 children, he was ready to give up.
That was a long year.
That was a long year, yeah, maybe very long for him. Then he learned the secret of success in real estate and went on to average, listen to this, 86 listings a year for 7 consecutive years. Right?
That's impressive.
Yeah, not many have done that. And as a manager, this is even more impressive. His 8 agents average a listing a day for 4 consecutive years. He's the author of 8 books. He was inducted into the National Speakers Association coveted Hall of Fame, and through the cadre of professional trainers, more than 400,000 salespeople have graduated the Floyd Wickman program. And I just wanted to add that, which was great. And Floyd and I, we've had a chance to work together many years ago. I think some of those stories are still off limits. I think they're still sealed in the vault, right? From us being on the road.
No comment.
No comment. But Success Magazine called him the extraordinary, ordinary man. And you'll see during the interview what he's about. And a lot of you have been to his seminars and read his books. And so, Floyd, it's a pleasure to have you. Thanks for being with us today.
I'm flattered to be here. Thank you.
We're flattered to have you here. I'm surprised that you agreed to do this. So thank you very much.
If it helps them, I'll do it.
Yep. So, start us off here.
So, what did Todd miss, Floyd? Anything that you would like to add to what Todd mentioned for those of our viewers and listeners out there who may not have heard about you yet?
Well, yeah, I would like to lay a little foundation here. I've always, my whole life, failed at everything first. And many of the times I was able to turn it around. And having always failed first, it applied to the real estate business.
Right.
So working 7 days a week, 12 hours a day, earning a poverty level income, you have this awareness, like, gee, this ain't working, right? And it hit me like a ton of bricks. So anyhow, I'm ready to give up. And then my boss, HB, I won't say that, type of guy, when he dies, I want his heart. He's just that kind of guy. But
right, he wants his heart, and he doesn't want his heart because he wants him to die. It was just never used, right, Floyd?
Right, exactly. Boy, you guys are really making me feel relaxed here. But
we've listened to your stuff, Floyd, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit.
One of the things that he made me do is take a sales training course. It was called STI at the time. I don't know if it's even in business. It was a lot of years ago. And he paid the down payment, and VA picked up a little bit of it. So I went through this 9-month training program.
Nice.
And it was just twice a month we'd meet, and anyhow, it turned my life around. All of a sudden, I'm out there, I'm listing, I'm selling. You know why? I learned how to sell. But you know what? The one thing you can't control is the economy. You can control your economy, but you can't always control the economy. So here I am, I'm starting to list and sell and all this other stuff. Then all of a sudden, and you young folks won't even relate to this, mortgage interest rates jumped up to 18, 20% overnight. And so I'm ready to get out of the business. And a man by the name of Dick Arand, I probably saved my life. I was answering the phone in the office. I was what they call on the floor at the time. And the real estate, and Dick Arand, who's a manager of another office, he said, "Is Floyd?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "What's wrong?" I said, "How can you tell something's wrong?" And he said, "You're." I said, I'm ready to give up, Dick. It just isn't working for me." And he said, "You're going to be there a while?" Well, I was scheduled, so I had no choice. I said, "Yeah." And he drove all the way over from Pleasant Ridge to my office. I was in Warren at the time. And he walked in. He said, "Come on to the back room. I want to talk to you." And so he told me this little poem, okay? "Figure it out for yourself, my lad. You've all that the greatest that men have had." And he just, I don't know what he said, but it turned it around for me. And so, and that's when I went on to big production.
Beautiful.
And I think the secret of my training success is I failed first. And I know there's a lot of these people watching this now.
Right.
They're failing, and they know that. But I'm telling them they can turn it around almost overnight if they just follow a certain pattern. I could share the pattern if you like, but I'll wait till you ask for it.
Todd, that might be something valuable for our audience today, is the pattern to become a successful agent. What do you think?
Yeah, if you have a second, we'd like to hear what the pattern is before we go on, because this could help a lot of people.
Well, you know, I joke, but I don't joke when I say, you know, I was born and raised in Motown. It wasn't called Motown back when I was a kid. Kind of a rough area of Detroit I grew up in, but we learned to dance. You know, you have to be, if you're going to be cool, you have to do the dances. And so I discovered accidentally for myself that success is like a dance. It's 3 steps forward, set a goal, make a commitment, do the basics. I don't care if you're trying to build your muscles, trim down, whatever you're going to do, or generate listings. Set a goal, make a commitment, and do the basics.
Nice.
You know what happens? It comes to you, but it doesn't last. That's why you got to know how to dance. Nothing lasts. The good doesn't last, and the bad doesn't last. 3 steps forward, and then all of a sudden something happens. It could be a spouse being ready to give up because it's not working yet. It could be somebody hollered at you. It could just be your boss isn't treating you right. I don't know what. But you catch yourself going backwards. And the trick is you've got to have a butt-kicking buddy, somebody that can see when you're in a slump. And they kick you in the butt and say, start dancing. Set a goal. Make commitment. Do the basics. My whole career, even as a speaker, 3 steps forward, 2 back, 3 forward, 2 back. And that's the secret of being in positive control of your career.
Can I share a fun story here?
I love it.
I was at a meeting with you years ago, and you said, if I ever win another award, and I don't think I'm gonna, but if I ever win another award, I'm gonna go up and receive it exactly how I won it. And that's what he told us. And there were only a handful of people in the room. So he stands up, 3 steps forward, 2 back, 3 steps forward, 2 back. Well, a year or 2 later, we were somewhere, I forget where it was, he wins an award. In the back of my mind, I'm like, well, he's just going to go up and get his award. Nope. He walked up, he didn't care, thousands of people, the whole way up to the stage, 3 forward, 2 back, 3 forward, 2 back, 3 forward, 2 back. But it was a great, great, great point because everybody got it. I loved it.
And if it's a large crowd, it's a good way to keep your weight down. That's a long aisle, you know. Okay.
That's huge. Now, I want to ask something before we get into some specifics for realtors, some dialogue for realtors. I was thinking of a question last night that really hit me, and I think a lot of people, this would help them as well. So, like your speaking career, obviously you separated yourself from a lot of the noise out there and became one of the best ever in this industry. So I look at that analogy like a lot of realtors right now sitting in their board of realtors or at their office. And they're, like you said earlier, maybe overwhelmed. Maybe they feel like, geez, the market's taken off and I've got 2,400 people on my board. How do I separate myself from all of this? So can you elaborate on that? Like, what did you do to separate yourself from all the speakers? And what kind of realtor sitting out there going, well, geez, I'm just one of the many. How do I go out and make it happen?
Well, there's so many great speakers out there, and especially in the Hall of Fame, which I pinch myself. I can't believe I got in. I don't even have a good vocabulary. But it's a formula, and the formula is, and I'd have anybody watching this that has to turn it around for themselves. Use this formula every single day, and you couldn't fail if you tried. Each week, I'm giving it word for word, each week work. By the way, I could stop there and increase production. But each week work, I'm bringing in a saleable listing first.
Nice.
Step 2, do the basics. Each week work on bringing a saleable listing first. Separate lookers from buyers.
Right.
And I don't mean just buyers. I'm talking about whether they want to buy or sell. You got to learn to separate these people that aren't serious.
Mm-hmm.
And then the third part of it, so each week you work on bringing in saleable listings, separate the lookers from buyers, and last part is do the basics of selling.
I love it. I love it.
Basics of selling that a 10-year-old kid could learn it. And if you could burn it in the brain, and the only thing that frustrates me about some agents is they try and reinvent the wheel. You don't have to. Look at what you guys do. You feed them leads. I mean,
right.
Hello, that's pretty powerful. But even with the leads, they got to separate who's the serious, who's not the serious, and et cetera, et cetera. I just think that's everything's basic.
Right. You make it very, very simple. You make it digestible for the average person where it's not complicated. I like that, teaching-wise.
And one thing,
trying to get away from that.
Right.
And one thing that's important is something that we happen to have here. We've got the 101 greatest dialogues of Floyd Wickman, and I don't know how you were able to narrow it down to 101. Was that complicated?
Well, I poured every dialogue I know into that thing, and only 101. But, and dialogue is a big part of what I teach. I don't teach script.
Right. And we're going to discuss that in a second, dialogue versus script selling. I wanted to elaborate on Unlock the Keys to Success, your USB 101 dialogues. I talk to realtors a lot, right? How many listings do you have right now? None. Do you have any FSBOs in your area? Yeah. I drive by one going to work every day. Well, why do you drive by it every day? Because guess what? They don't know what to do and what to say. Mm-hmm. If you know what to do and what to say, you pull the car over, knock on the door, smile, pay calm, right? You would watch when they want to interview 2 or 3 other people. If they just use this program, had the right words to say, those other people are not interviewed, you leave with the... So let's give away some of these today. Can we?
I think that's a great idea, but I don't know how we would do that. Lisa, our producer, do you have any ideas on the proper way to do that?
I think that what we'll do is anyone who is watching this on YouTube, on our YouTube channel, Take a Listing Today podcast, whoever the first 14 people are that comment below this episode on our YouTube channel saying, I want to unlock success.
So that's what you have to say. I want to unlock success, and we will send this product to you free, $495 retail value. We're going to package that here, Prospects Plus. We'll combine it with one of our books, and we will send this product to you free. And believe you me, watch. Don't just listen to it, burn it in, right? What do you say, Floyd? Don't learn, burn, baby, burn. What was you saying?
Yeah, well, I could elaborate a little if you want now.
Yes.
Yeah. If script worked, anybody that ever applied for or auditioned for a part in a play or a movie would get it. There's nobody stands in front of that director and doesn't know every single word of the script.
Right.
But it's more than script. It's dialogue. It's facial expression. It's body language. It's all of that stuff mixed into some words. I could give you a couple examples. I'll wait till you're ready to ask a question.
Well, I have a question in my mind. I thought you were going there right now. The example of the actor. Why do some actors in movies get paid $200,000 for a movie and some get paid $15 million? That's exactly because of what you're saying, correct? They're doing the same thing.
People buy in to what their performance.
Oh, nice.
It's all part and parcel of it. And I just, and I don't even know. I know how I came up with this. Okay, I'll tell you. I only had 9th grade education. Okay.
All right.
I was never really good at spelling and all that stuff. But I've often believed shoot low, they're riding Shetlands, so to speak. In other words, the very basics of it.
Right. Shoot low, they're riding Shetlands.
I do some one-on-one coaching.
Mm-hmm.
I really like the person, just maybe 3 people. But I've had them say, I don't know what to say. I said, well, don't they give you, yeah, we got script and we got it and the boss gave me some and I bought so-and-so script and all that. But see, like if I say, here, let's pretend it's my birthday, we're going to sing.
Right.
Okay, all together now.
Happy birthday to you.
Yeah.
Right.
Nobody learned that reading it.
True.
Okay, they heard it again and again and again and again, and that's what that audio does. You take that little USB, you put it in your car, and you're on the way to call them for sale by owner, and listen to how I say what I say. And if you can listen to how I say what I say, in all 101 of them, and you get the feel of that, that's dialogue selling. It's more real, per se.
I love it. And that's going to give a realtor, if they can get to that point to where they have a relaxed sense of confidence, where they've internalized the dialogues that are important to them to the extent of happy birthday, that's going to give them more confidence to go out and prospect, to go out and do more listing presentations, right? To play the numbers game. And we know it's a numbers game out there.
Right. And the way that came about, I still remember the day we did this, but I had somebody whose job was to hit me with something. And we recorded all of my responses. Floyd, I want to talk to some other brokers before I make a decision. Oh, that's no problem. I don't mind competition. It makes me better, actually. Anyhow, just out of curiosity, who do you plan on talking with? So there's a certain way of saying everything.
Nice.
Now, some of it's simple. Seller says, will you cut your commission? Now, here's a great dialogue. No. Try that. Okay? Practice
no.
for a couple weeks. And you know what happens? A large percentage time, it puts to rest right there.
Right.
To get 86 listings a year for that many years, and I'm not a braggart, but I'm saying you have to be willing to understand that nothing works all the time.
Right.
It's a law of average. And I've had weeks, even when I was a big producer, I'd be at 5 listing appointments, none of them came. Next week, I got 4 in a row. I mean, you never know.
Right,
but to know what to say, how to say it, when to say it, and what to say if they don't say what they're supposed to say, that's dialogue.
And you cover about everything.
I actually role play that on that audio. I have somebody hit me with things, and I dialogue them.
Nice, nice.
You've got a dialogue for about everything, whether it's a FSBO, a expired, I want to think it over, I want to lower the price, why isn't this selling, I don't want to extend my listing. You've got it all covered.
Mm-hmm.
If I wish I would have kept track of how many appointments I was on, but when you hear the same thing often enough, okay, you notice that there's a way that they're saying it. And you have to be prepared to handle almost every type of situation. The way we recorded this, the young man was there hitting me with stuff. I'd come back with what I'd do, and I'd say, well, hit me with it again. I'd give a different one.
And that's what's so valuable about the USB is because it's not printed out on a sheet of paper what to say. They're actually listening to your inflection, to your pauses, where you should be emphasizing certain points.
Right. I mean, there's a zillion books on what to say.
Well, and I love when you said, Floyd, listen to it while you're in your car, while you're driving down the road. It's almost like a subliminal thing that, I mean, listen to it while you're falling asleep at night. You know, you're listening to this over and over, and it starts to seep into your mind, the inflection, the pauses, the rhythm, the pacing. And that's what I think becomes powerful, is the deep feeling in what you're saying in this dialogue as well, and how it's being said.
Yeah, and I think it's face, voice, body language, it's all that stuff. But, you know, I have to say this, though. In the early days, I started producing in that, but I wasn't listening to me doing dialogue.
Right.
But what I was listening to are positive mental attitude things, because I needed that. I needed Zig Ziglar, and I needed J. Douglas Edwards, and I need Napoleon Hill to remind me that I got what it takes.
Well, you know, what you just said, so incredible. You know, someone asked me the other day, they said, Tom Brady's got a coach, right? The best in the world have a coach. You didn't get to be the best in the world unless you've had numerous mentors or coaches, and you're humble enough to be open to say, okay, make me better.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
The nice thing about audio is you could take it anywhere.
Right.
Actually, with the air stuff, you can listen to it during a boring opera or a movie at a family dinner. You know?
Yeah, family dinner.
It almost sounds
Just smile and nod at the family dinner as you're studying your dialogues.
I'm kidding. Okay.
What's going to be more valuable than listening to the opera? So, I mean, it's not a terrible idea, to be honest.
Good point.
Yeah.
Oh, and I wanted to ask you for fun, because I know throughout time you've dominated, you're still dominating, and you're just coaching a few select people. But what made, throughout the years, people gravitate towards you and your program? And I know there was some tough love, but you guys graduated, I forget how many students, and they average, what kind of, what was their average? Was it one transaction per person per week? You tell me. I forget the number.
More important than that, yes, at the time.
Right.
Let me tell you what they're doing now production-wise, because we do the same thing.
Okay.
The only thing difference, I've got some of the best trainers in the world out there teaching my program on a daily basis. I personally have kind of retired. Of course, I wasn't tired to begin with, but I'm back, and I want to be with Linda now every single day. That's my whole purpose. But and by the way, it's a nice thing with the Zoom things. You can
you could do this, and you'll be back with her in 2 to 3 hours after we're done with the show. Yeah,
after you recover from this.
2 of the first 4 trainers that I had, Mike Palin was the first one, Mary Johnson was the 4th one. They're still with me, and now they run my company and teach the program and train the trainers that teach the program.
Nice.
So on the off chance, Floyd, that somebody is watching our show and they could use a little training from one of your trainers, what should they do? How could they get involved?
Well, they go to FloydWickmanTeam.com. But Mike and Mary and all the trainers, Sheldon on the East Coast, these people are so powerful. Yeah. And they get those kind of results in this market. And they don't even have to leave home.
Right.
And that's another nice thing about your program, is you can provide them the leads.
Yep.
That's heavy duty. I never had that opportunity. A lot of them don't.
Right.
Some do. And sometimes that isn't, if it's not a success, a skillful agent, no matter who hands you the lead, you've got to know what to do.
Exactly.
So once again, Lisa, if people want to win Floyd's 101 Dialogues, they leave a comment in YouTube.
On our YouTube channel. So if you're listening to our podcast, if you're in your car or working out or whatever, and you're listening to the podcast, the audio, don't forget, set a reminder for yourself to go to our channel, our Take a Listing Today channel, on YouTube. You'll find the video, and you want to see the video as well anyway, because you want to see Floyd's beautiful face and what a sweet, kind face that is. And
what about your face? People want to see you as well.
What about you, Lisa? You're in the corner there.
Hi.
Yeah. See, there you are.
Okay, they do get to see me a little bit at the beginning and
a
at
little
the
bit,
end.
yes.
Yeah, I like to close it out. But yeah, so you want to go and watch the show anyway. It's a lot of fun to watch the show. There are things that you might miss if you're just listening. But for this show in particular, you're going to go to the channel, find this episode with Floyd Wickman, and leave a comment. You're going to say, I want to unlock success. And whoever the first 14 individuals are that leave that comment, get
one for free.
We'll get this for free.
And Floyd, before we go, and I want to thank you, you've given some incredible strategies just to help some realtors get back on track. You've given them some things if they want to dominate their industry. Before we go, and thank you for being on the show. This means the world to us, and I'm sure to the people listening and watching. Share maybe a little 1-minute message or 2-minute message to a realtor watching right now that maybe they're on the bubble. Do I stay in? Do I get out? Am I, have I missed the train? Have I missed the interest rates? Have I, okay, how long is it going to take me to learn this? And I got to get strong. I've got to get, what message would you give to somebody maybe like that listening and watching?
I think work on your mental state. I talked about Dick Aran, what's wrong? And he said, I'm coming over. He took me in the other room, and when he came to my office, and he said, here, I want you to say this to yourself. I forgot what he said, 100 times a day.
Right.
And everything will change for you.
Nice.
Okay. And here's what it said. Figure it out for yourself, my lad. You've all that the greatest of men have had. Figure it out for yourself, my lad. You've all, and I never thought of that before, but boy, I started believing in me.
Right. Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
We got to give him a chance to answer a question. He's a guest on our show, and it's question time.
We should. Floyd, normally we give away an amazing $25 gift card to ProspectsPLUS.com, but I feel like maybe we should upgrade it to maybe a restaurant. What's your favorite restaurant?
It should be a plane ticket for him to come out during his birthday in October.
A plane ticket?
Yeah, come on.
Lisa, do we have that budget for a plane ticket?
For Floyd?
For two, I got to bring Linda.
For two. All right, a plane ticket for two.
A plane ticket for two.
All right.
Jim Studebaker, here's the question, Floyd. I'm wishing you luck here, okay? Here we go.
Quick prayer.
And because we like you, we're going to give you 3 options, A, B, C, to make it even easier. I appreciate your gratitude there. All right. Here we go. Here is your question, Floyd. Elvis Presley had his first hit in 1956. What was the name of the song? Was it A, Don't Be Cruel, B, Hound Dog, or C, Heartbreak Hotel?
Oh boy, I hope you win, Floyd.
Hound Dog?
Hound Dog. Is Hound Dog the correct answer? Oh, Floyd! Floyd, don't worry. Don't worry. You'll enjoy the train. The train is fine.
You can take the bus.
Just take the train to Florida. You'll be fine.
All right.
You know, that was my guess.
He gets one more chance.
Those were first class seats too, weren't they?
It's Floyd Wickman. We got to give him another chance.
The actual correct answer is
Don't Be Cruel.
Heartbreak Hotel.
Oh my gosh,
Lisa got it wrong too.
Heartbreak Hotel.
Oh man, I think that's wrong. I think
that was a practice question. This is the real one, okay? We like our guests to win, as you can see.
Oh, this is a gimme for you, Floyd, because we like you. Here we go. What was the first country to use postcards? Was it A, Germany, B, Austria, or C, Italy?
That's supposed to be easy.
Italy, my wife's Italian.
Italy. Is Italy the correct answer?
You need 3 strikes to be out.
He's only got 2 strikes. That's a very good point. He's only got 2 strikes.
Austria was the correct answer.
All right, that was
Nobody knew that.
Country to use postcards.
Yeah, throw this one away. Nobody knew that.
I say we tear it in half. Burn it. Burn that one.
How do we have such terrible question writers here, Lisa? Aren't we doing something about that?
They're fired.
Name the 7 Dwarfs. That one's still in here. Remember that one?
Oh boy.
No.
Wait a minute.
That's painful.
Here's the real one.
Okay. we got it now, Floyd.
Okay.
All right. What is the height of a basketball hoop?
Oh my God.
A, 8 feet.
He's got this.
B, 9 feet. Or C, 10 feet.
I'm going with 10 feet.
10 feet. Final answer.
Did he win?
Woo! Nice job.
2 plane tickets for you and Linda
All right.
in October for your birthday to Florida. That's pretty nice.
That's a good deal there.
You really are. Your whole organization. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you, Floyd. Thank you for being on our show. That's incredible.
We appreciate you taking time out today because you've actually helped out a lot of people watching this show. All 10 of them, maybe 20.
No, stop it.
No,
Okay.
come on.
This goes out to
There's 14.
This goes out to 80,000 agents, and then of course it just from there ripples out. We're on YouTube. We're on anywhere that podcast.
If I changed one, I'm happy.
Right, exactly.
I don't think
Exactly.
it's going to change many more.
80,000. Now I'm getting nervous. Wait a minute. I don't know we have that many people on here. All right. Thank you, Floyd. As always, we hope that maybe you'll join us again in a future show.
Thanks for having me.
Definitely.
God bless you guys.
Thank you, Floyd.
You got it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And don't forget, as always, today's podcast is brought to you by Prospects Plus. So be sure to visit their website, ProspectsPLUS.com. And if you'd like to get your hands on one of those amazing 101 dialogues from Mr. Floyd Wickman, go to the YouTube channel and leave a comment. What do they say?
Unlock success. I want to unlock success.
I want to
That's
unlock
what it is.
success.
I want to unlock success.
Do that. Thank you for joining us. See you later.
Bye-bye.